right, so I'm about to get started. Alrighty, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Joni Girardi. I'm Dataself's founder and CEO. And today we'll be talking about the Acumatica Summit 2021. And if some of you are attending, would be great if you can use the Zoom chat box to let me know. I'll be there with Zach, one of my BI ninjas, and I look forward to seeing some of you. There's a lot of exciting things going on with Acumatica, and we have a ton of news to cover as well. Today, I'm going to use this half an hour really well. My idea is I'm going to be covering the top 5 dashboards used by Acumatica customers in 2021. I'll show how easy it is to customize reports and dashboards using Dataself. And then I'm going to be talking about the Dataself Analytics Launchpad, which is something new we're going to be doing at Acumatica Summit. But at the end of the day, what we're really doing here is going from GI, generic inquiries, to BI in 10 minutes. And you might wonder, why do you want to do that? Primarily, the pains we're addressing is we see many clients, Acumatica clients, where the decision makers have to wait for a more technical person to address some of their business questions. People have to be building reports, GIs, dashboards in Acumatica, and that's usually a very technical, process. Most business people will not know how to build GIs, will not know how to use the Acumatica Report Designer, will not know how to build dashboards from scratch. So quite often they have to ask, decision makers, someone else to do that, and have to wait. And quite often when they get the information, they have to sometimes export the data to an Excel and do manipulation outside. Nowadays, business cannot wait to do things. Decision makers have to be more timely, access to their data anytime, anywhere. And that's why you need BI. And our BI is not a regular average mid-market BI. We use best of breed technology. We use Gartner endorsed technology, meaning it's not perfect, but like one of our clients say, is the best reporting technology in the planet. That's from one of our clients. And true, it's very empowering. So let's go through, this GI to BI under 10 minutes. And before I show the product per se, why Dataself? So first of all, since 2018, Acumatica Inc., the company that uses Acumatica as the ERP, they use Dataself as their internal BI platform for data warehousing and analytics. So it's great to have Acumatica as one of our reference sites. Second, we've been helping mid-sized companies do better when it comes to reporting and analytics for more than 16 years. So we've been around, we know the challenges, and we have a great platform to help organizations go from GI to BI very quickly. What you get at the end of the day with Dataself, the platform is actually data warehousing. It's an amazing technology, and it's easy to customize. And we also bring Tableau and Power BI as the user interface, so users can be more self-sufficient and independent, making their own decisions anytime and anywhere. High level, what we make is easy and affordable enterprise level BI, something that Fortune 2000 companies can use every day. You can use it now without breaking the bank and getting up and running in minutes. So that's what we do. Where our top reports come from, this year we look at the most used reports and dashboards among our client base. And we have found these top 10. They cover sales, financials, inventory, purchase orders, sales order, and whatnot. But today, what I'm going to be covering is the top 5 from a sales perspective, which is the biggest demand from our client base. And the top 5 from a sales perspective is also going to be included in the Dataself Launchpad that we'll be talking in a few minutes. So that's why I'm going to be showing the top 5. And I'm going to go through right now this top 5 most popular dashboards in the Acumatica client base, our Acumatica client base. And I'm going to jump the number 5 first because it has to do with ad hoc analysis in how to create new reports from scratch, which is the second session of my demo. So I start first going to the number 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'm show how number 5 and how customizing the solution works. So let's see the most popular dashboards for Acumatica. So right now I am in the Dataself Analytics embedded into Acumatica. When you log in, the system can know who you are and it will only give you access to the things that you have rights to in Dataself. Users don't even need to know is another application feeding their data. But my number 4 most popular dashboard is the Daily Flash. What is the Daily Flash concept? Many businesses, when they're making decisions, sometimes the answer to their questions, they only get the reports properly manipulated days, weeks, sometimes months after the fact. It's like looking on the rear view mirror and looking in the past. Well, the Daily Flash is a concept to give users information about what's happening today, and especially giving or highlighting the things that are critical, the things that are really good or really bad. That's usually where top-level decision makers really care, is the exception. So this is an example of an out-of-the-box Daily Flash looking from a sales perspective, where you have some controls, you have the big numbers for your transactions happening today, and then you can tell colors telling something critical. In this example, the color is, if profitability is below the threshold, shows that data point in red. If it's above the threshold, showing black. You can have several colors, maybe green, yellow, and red, depending on those criteria. But the point is, for decision makers to quickly look at their own Daily Flash, see what's going on, see the big numbers, and seeing data points that are too good or too bad, and taking action. Daily Flash, this one is available out of the box, is part of the Launchpad, but it can absolutely be customized to address each decision maker own KPIs they want to manage on an ongoing basis. And that's the number 4 most popular dashboard in our client base. Number 3 is the hot and cold. Hot and cold is another interesting perspective. It goes again to the exceptions. Is what is the biggest, biggest by business or by growth. At the same time, what is the biggest by decline or things that are no longer happening. This dashboard, like all the Dataself dashboards, are highly interactive. So right now, I can choose a data point I want to see. I can see my customers, my territories, my products, my salespeople, and whatnot. And then by choosing something here, in what metric I want to analyze, maybe I want to analyze my sales, my gross profit. Maybe I'm shipping things. I want to see by pound. Maybe I want to see, whatever it is. You just pick and choose those metrics or those drop downs, which can be customized. And then in this example, I'm looking sales and customers in a given period, last period, this period. And then this shows my top customers by sales this period. They're absolutely hot. These are my top customers by sales growth since the last period. If they're growing a lot, they're hot. And on the opposite side of the curve, you see the biggest decline. Which clients are declining the most in business since last period, and which ones they were buying last period, but not at all this period. So this is looking at the tip of the curve, the best and the worst scenarios. And again, this is showing sales, is available out of the box as part of the Launchpad, can be easily customized, and can also be looked from different perspectives. Maybe you want to see your expenses, your purchase, your inventory. So looking at the hot and cold is the number 3 most popular reporting dashboard in our client list. Let's go to number 2, The number 2 most popular from a sales perspective is the salesperson dashboard. Salespeople, they usually have to have a very good understanding of their market, their customers, what they're selling, what they're not selling, open receivables, sales order, CRM information. So the idea here is putting a single dashboard, all the widgets with all the data points that account managers should know before they call a customer, or when a customer calls them, they can go to a place that they can see all the data points of this customer. This particular example that I'm showing right now is showing mostly sales information of a given period, and you can put a goal. So in this case, my goal is 7 million. I'm still a little bit short of the 7 million, so it's all red. If my goal were to be 6 million, for instance, then my dashboard will change to show the colors, meaning I reached my goal, yay, great. And if I'm far from reaching my goal, maybe my goal was 20 million, is going to show that things are still red. I have to work harder to meet my quota. So anyhow, you can work with budget in actuals in this kind of visual interaction. In here, you can also see open receivables. So if I click on a customer over here, I can see if this customer particularly have any sales in the current period in any open sales orders. All the dashboards in Dataself are highly interactive. As you might know, in Acumatica, if you use the built-in dashboards, primarily when you click a data point, you go into the GIs. You cannot change the report and dashboard just by pointing and clicking. With Dataself, you can extensively slice and dice your data before you go into a GI kind of view. So very interactive. This is number 2. And by the way, if you go through the Dataself Launchpad, we're only going to be focusing the Launchpad on sales to make it super quick. It will not include receivables, open receivables in sales order, but that's only a few extra minutes of setup in case if you go to the Launchpad and you also going to get the complete Dataself out-of-the-box solution. The number 1 dashboard is the year-over-year sales dashboard. This dashboard is actually quite powerful. It's a way for decision makers to look at their data and be able to see things that is happening this year, any period, year to date, quarter to date. And if they want to compare to the last year, same period, it's just a few clicks away. So right now, what I'm looking at is my total sales this year, last year, the change in dollar and change in percentage. I can see by period, this year, dark blue, last year, light blue. I can change the periods by just changing this drop down. Let's say I'm going to choose 2021. And actually, in my sample database, my current period is period 6. So let me just go through period 6, press apply. So just change the filters to show only a comparison through period 6. And then when I look at my customers, sales last year, this year, in the variance, product, same thing, in territory, I see one of my top customers is declining quite a bit. This is one of the beauties of Dataself. You can see the high-level information, slice to the next level, and eventually go down to a GI kind of perspective. Let's say I'm going to choose this customer to see what's going on. When I select this customer, the whole dashboard changes to only show data for this customer, totals, trend analysis, what I'm shipping to, in what products are driving the decline. And if I scroll down up and down here, I see that this product is driving the majority of the decline. And if you didn't know about it, maybe that's a data point you need to work on. So high level, drill down, find out something interesting. Maybe once you found out something interesting, you actually want to see some kind of, GI kind of information, detailed information. You can pretty much click show details. And at the bottom of the report or the dashboard, now you have a GI kind of view that you can see all the details of your transactions, sales, inventory, financials. And if you want to export to Excel, you can quickly click download to PDF, to PowerPoint, to Excel, and do more manipulation in case you want to. So high level, easy to slice and dice it, easy to filter, drill through, and download if or when you want to. And that's our top 5 reports and dashboards, just showing what comes available out of the box as part of the Launchpad. I'll talk in a minute. Now, the number 5 that I didn't cover yet is actually called the slicer. The slicer is when people want to become self-sufficient, customizing their own reports, like users, but they do not have time to learn GIs, report designer, and how to customize things in Acumatica, which is pretty complex overall. It's not for business people, more for consultants. So this is how people can use Dataself to extensively slice and dice and customize their platform. Right now, I'm showing sales by customer in a few periods. Let's say I want to see something else. I want to see sales by salesperson in periods 3 and 4. Sure, I can select periods 3 and 4, press apply. So I'm changing that first, periods 3 and 4. Right now, we're showing customer. I want to see something else. I can choose the drop down and choose salesperson. Out of the box, you have these options, but it's easy for a consultant to add more options, as many as you want, 10, 15, 20, whatever it is. Once you do the customization, the business people just choose what they want, like salesperson. And there it is now. This report is showing sales by salesperson in those 2 months. What if I want to break it down, this report by customer? By salesperson by customer. Sure, I can drill down to the next level. And right now, I already have customers, so easy. Sales by salesperson by customer for those 2 months. I want to drill down further and see sales by product as well. I can drill to the next level, which right now is city, and I choose product. So pretty much you can drill down from 4 levels down, just picking and choosing what you want. Super easy. This is the training. If you have seen this, next time if you want to use it, you'll know how to do it because it's very straightforward. And if you want to see more measures, let's say gross profit, you pick and choose, press apply, and that's it. This is a way to give users power so they can find answer to the questions anytime without calling IT and waiting for an answer. Very empowering. Now, we have more ways to customize it. And one that is very exciting is the natural language query. Natural language query is like searching the internet. However, the search is your data, Acumatica, and anything else you have in Dataself. And the answer is actually a report built from scratch using AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. Let me show an example. I want to see sales by salesperson in 2020. The tool will read what I wrote, try to make sense, give me hits, options, what you want to see. You read the one that makes sense, like just when you're searching on the internet, you select it, and the tool will build instantly, accurately an answer to that question. So in this example, by salesperson, I see sales in a descending order in 2020. This is not magic. This is natural language query functionality. If I want to break down by month, so type in by month, I choose the right hit, and now it will show by salesperson, by month, sales in 2020. Maybe you want to see numbers, by the penny. You can choose tax table instead. Now you have the numbers by the penny. And if you want to get some of this data into Excel, you can select any point in Dataself. You can select your data and tell, show me the data. You can see all the high-level information. You can get all the details. This would be like a GI download, and now that information go to Excel. And if you want to use in Excel, now you have complete information exported to Excel. So natural language is a very powerful way for users to find answers to their questions, export data to Excel if they want. I mean, slice and dice the data in the web browser and export to Excel in case they want to. But natural language is not a magic wand. It will not answer more complicated questions like the dashboard that I showed you before. So how can you build those more elaborate reports and dashboards? You can use Tableau or Power BI as the Dataself UI. Let me show an example how easy it is. And right now I'm using the Tableau functionality. You go here, you see all your data. In this case, I'm looking at sales. And let's say I want to see sales by customer by year. I take the field that I want, I drag it to my report. Actually, I need to reload here. There it is. Drag and drop sales to my report. I see all my customers. I want to see sales. Drag and drop into the report. and I want to see by year, put my invoice date in my header. Pretty much building reports and dashboards in Dataself is drag and drop. If you know how to drag and drop, you can do a lot. You can make charts, you can make maps, you can make all of this interaction. Very straightforward for functionality because we're leveraging very powerful reporting engine with data warehousing and Tableau and Power BI on the front end. So Report Designer is significantly easier to use than the Acumatica's equivalent, and actually significantly more powerful because we're using Gartner level BI, things that Fortune 2000 companies usually use on a daily basis. All right, let's now go through a quick explanation of what's happening behind the scenes here, how Dataself does all of this magic, and talk about the Launchpad. The way that we pull data out of Acumatica or any other system is using what we call an ETL process, and we have Dataself ETL Plus. It's an easy way to get data from any of your systems into a SQL Server data warehouse, and then we use our tools to quickly get out-of-the-box reports and dashboards. Let me show behind the scenes, and this is going to be a little bit more technical part of this presentation. So if you're technical, you're going to appreciate it. If you're not, just wait 2-3 minutes and we'll go back to the business side of this discussion. So let me show what ETL is. This is the ETL Plus functionality. You can have on the far left your data sources. You can have Excel files, you can have Google Analytics, you can have Acumatica with OData v3, OData v4, Salesforce, any of your data sources. And when you expand, you can see all the tables or GIs available from the data source. And then as you pick and select which data you want to import from your, Acumatica, you go into the data warehouse section. Like in this case, I'm showing that the data from Acumatica using OData v3, I'm pulling these few tables, and then this data go to data warehouse. If I go to the Salesforce, I can see data, I can go to the OData v4 and whatnot. So all of the data is over here. All this functionality, you don't need to know programming, but if you like programming and if you know SQL statements, this is plain vanilla SQL Server statements. You don't need to know how to do coding because the tool does most of it for you. But if you know how to use it, it's extremely powerful to do more manipulation in case you need to. Once you use the Dataself ETL, that is very fast to extract the Acumatica data. The first load can take a while to bring all of your data because all data can be slow. But once we load all the data, all the ongoing extraction will only bring the deltas. So refresh on an ongoing basis usually takes minutes to refresh. And if you know SQL or if you don't, all your data will be hosted in a SQL Server data warehouse. And if you know, SQL handles data volume very effectively. And that's why when we refresh reports out of our framework, is because your Acumatica data has been copied over to a SQL Server database in the cloud or on premises. And when you run your reports, they'll run in seconds, no matter how much data you have. Some of our larger clients have dozens of millions of records, and our reports still run in seconds because we use this very powerful enterprise level technology. Having said that, let's talk about the Dataself Launchpad. What is the Dataself Launchpad? At Acumatica, only at Acumatica Summit in Vegas, if you want to take advantage of everything that I showed you so far here today, that's going to be part of our Dataself Launchpad in Vegas. You come to our booth is number 59, and you just need to provide us a username with reading rights only to Acumatica. If you'd have Acumatica that is older, you need to upload one GI to your Acumatica. Very simple. If you have Acumatica 2020 or 2020 or 2 or newer, you just give us a username with reading rights and OData v4 access. And pretty much in a few minutes, you fill out the form with your contact information and whatnot. So under 10 minutes, we get this part done. we will deploy your Dataself Analytics right off the bat. And as soon as your data has been loaded, which might take minutes or hours if you have a lot of data, you'll be able to see about more than a dozen sales dashboards out of Acumatica. Everything that I showed you from a dashboard standpoint, natural language query, building new reports and dashboards will be available as part of this for 30 days for free. So it's a free trial. So it's an easy way to see if going from GI to BI will be beneficial for you and your users. And if you don't like it, you unplug it within 30 days. If you do like it, the pricing of Dataself, on our website, if you click the pricing tab over here, our pricing is $399 per month. It includes 20 users as part of the package, and it's fairly affordable to go up. Everything that I showed you today, again, is included on the dashboard per se. We also have more powerful editions, that provide a lot more reports and dashboards out of the box, and a lot more power from a BI standpoint. As well, we have what is called the do-it-yourself. You do 1 hour templates, you're just having issues getting your data out of Acumatica to do your own reports and analytics, and it takes a long time because our data is low. Well, if you use do-it-yourself or you use our ETL Plus, you will significantly improve the back-end extraction of your Acumatica data. Having said that, let me just go back to my PowerPoint. Again, the Dataself Launchpad will only be available during Summit. Come to our booth, number 59. We're going to be providing more information about the website, giving some information, what kind of user we need. Pretty much is an Acumatica credential with anonymous reading rights, super simple. If you want to see a session of Dataself, including a deployment, you can come to our breakout on Tuesday, 10:15 a.m. And during the session, we're going to be covering something similar that we covered today. And Zach, the BI Ninja, is going to be with me. He's going to also deploy in parallel a full Dataself from scratch to show how easy the process is. That's it. If you have questions or comments, I'm going to double check now the Zoom panel. If anyone has any questions. And let's see. We have some questions. Questions from Derek. Does the salesperson dashboard take in sales from SO and projects? Derek, we have templates for distribution companies as well as for service companies. Right now, I don't know the answer to your question. If the salesperson out-of-the-box dashboard, if it includes project as well. If it doesn't take a lot of time to bring that information over. So I'll get that answer specifically back to you. But again, any data from any of your data sources can be customized in the salesperson dashboard that I showed you is usually a good starting point. But if you need customizations that are not yet done because out of the box, we can either teach you or your team on how to do those changes. And if you're too busy, you can hire us to make those changes for you. Pretty much bringing sales from projects, it's usually a few hours of custom work to make part of the sales dashboard framework. All right, another question from Derek. Is this recorded so I can get it over to our, yes. This session is being recorded, and tomorrow, by tomorrow, we're going to be sending all of you the recording. So watch out for an email from us with the recording. I'm going to take one more question, then I'll stop. Question from Peter. How long does the training take about Dataself Analytics? Training, we have several different ways to go. One is self-service training. There's a lot of materials around the Dataself technology that is self-service. If you're a self-service kind of person, you might not need training, you just run with it. On average, we recommend our Orange Belt training, which is 8 hours of live web-based training. Every month we have this session going on. If you have more sophisticated needs, we also do a lot of one-on-one training after Orange Belt focus specifically on your data needs. Overall, building reports and dashboards is something people can do out of the Orange Belt training. If you need to do more backend customizations, data warehousing, that usually takes more one-on-one hours, one-on-one training sessions. It depends how much you know already about data warehousing kind of technology. If you know quite a bit, it takes not a lot of hours. If you know nothing, it takes more time. Folks, we're running out of time. I really appreciate you joining us here today. I hope to see some of you in Vegas in a week from now. Thank you very much. And again, if you're interested in the Dataself Launchpad, feel free to, actually I didn't put my contact information, sorry about that. Let me share this again. You can email sales@dataself.com or this phone number to get in touch with us anytime to answer your questions about BI analytics. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Looking forward to hopefully seeing you in Vegas in a week or so. Thank you.